With inflation, supply chain disruptions, rising interest rates, and higher trade tensions dominating the headlines, many economists are sounding the alarm. A recession may be around the corner. For everyday people, though, the biggest question becomes, how will a recession affect me personally? Recessions are often discussed in practical terms like GDP contractions, federal monetary policy, and market volatility. But the real impacts of a recession can be quite tangible for households. Lost jobs, shrinking savings, tighter budgets, and rising financial anxiety. Let's break down what a recession is, how it trickles down into daily life, and what you can do to prepare and protect yourself. What is a recession exactly? A recession is generally defined as a significant decline in economic activity that lasts for at least 2 consecutive quarters. This is often measured by GDP, or gross domestic product, which represents the total value of goods and services a country produces. For instance, in the first quarter of 2025, the American GDP was measured at a negative 0.3% contraction. If the next quarter is also negative, then America would be said to be in a recession. But to put it in simpler terms, a recession means that the economy is slowing down, businesses are selling less, hiring less, and maybe even laying people off. These slowdowns can be triggered by various factors like high interest rates, trade wars, global conflicts, housing crises, and even pandemics. Currently, a mix of rising tariffs, persistent inflation, and global supply chain issues are putting pressure on both businesses and consumers alike. Let's talk about a few ways this could affect your daily life. Job losses and reduced income. One of the most immediate and painful effects of a recession is job insecurity. As consumer demand slows down and people stop buying, businesses try to cut costs, and labor is often one of the first things to go. That can mean layoffs, hiring freezes, or reduced hours for workers. Even if you keep your job, many people find that raises, bonuses, or promotions are put on hold. Freelancers or small business owners may see a sharp decline in clients and income, particularly if their work is considered non-essential or discretionary. If you're living paycheck to paycheck right now, this could become a huge problem, as even a small dip in income can cause significant stress. Higher prices and shrinking budgets. Even in a recession, prices for essentials like food, gas, and utilities can continue to rise, especially when inflation is part of the economic picture. That creates a financial double hit. People are earning less or the same, but paying more to live. You may find that you can no longer dine out multiple times a week because it's too expensive, or you may have to dedicate more of your budget for back-to-school shopping or extracurriculars for the kids. Stock market volatility and retirement concerns. Generally speaking, a recession usually brings with it a bear market. This is where stock prices fall by 20% or more. For people with retirement accounts or investment portfolios, that could be nerve-wracking. It's especially concerning for those nearing or who have just started retirement. They don't have the time to ride out the market recovery. Now, hopefully, their portfolios have transitioned into more conservative investments, but a down market still means lost dollars. Not everything is bad, though. For younger investors, a recession may actually present long-term buying opportunities. Stocks are lower and cheaper, and if you've put yourself in a position to afford it, you could scoop them up. Emotional and mental strain. Financial stress is one of the most common sources of anxiety during a recession. The uncertainty of the future, fear of layoffs, or inability to make ends meet can strain relationships, affect sleep, and even lead to depression. This impact is often overlooked but very real. It also disproportionately affects lower-income households and those already living paycheck to paycheck. The most important thing here is to not panic. Focus on actionable steps. Let's talk about some of those steps you can take. If the idea of a recession makes your stomach drop, you're not alone. But feeling anxious doesn't mean you're helpless. In fact, this is exactly the time to take control of the things you can influence. So let's talk about it. Number 1, start or rebuild your emergency fund. If you don't have one, start small, but start now. Even $500 can give you breathing room. The ultimate goal is to build up to about 3 to 6 months worth of essential expenses like rent, utilities, groceries, and insurance. Depending on the type of work you do, it wouldn't be crazy to bump that up to a year's worth of expenses. Now, we understand those are huge numbers, but you don't have to get there overnight. Instead, we generally advise to aim for 1 month's worth of your expenses. Focus on that before worrying about the full 3 to 6 months. If something does happen, then you know you have at least 30 days to figure out what to do next. 2, audit and trim your spending. Look, the best way to ride out a recession is to get as lean as possible. Think of your money like a leaky bucket. During a recession, you want to plug as many leaks as possible. That starts with awareness. Look at your last 2 months of spending and note all the purchases that weren't essential. All the dining out, going out to the movies, concerts, and yes, all of those subscription services. Highlight anything that wasn't an absolute need and determine if you can pause or even cancel any of them. Your ability to live below your means will be one of your greatest strengths, particularly if you see a job loss or reduction in pay or hours. 3. Pay down debt, especially credit cards. Credit cards can feel like a lifeline when money is tight, but during a recession, that lifeline can quickly turn into a financial anchor. And when income becomes uncertain, high monthly payments can create a crushing burden. The truth is, recessions and high-interest debt don't mix. It's the kind of stress that keeps you up at night. That's why now is the time to tackle it, even if you're starting small. Debt as a whole can be crushing during a downturn, so your goal should be to pay down your credit card loans, payday loans, or buy now, pay later loans as quickly as possible. Carrying high-interest debt into a recession makes you financially vulnerable. Paying it off is one of the strongest moves you can make right now. Now, while the previous steps are external things that you can do to put yourself in the best position to ride out an economic downturn, the last 2 steps have to do with you personally. 4. Protect your job and skill set as best as possible. You might not be able to prevent layoffs at your company, but you can increase your value or make yourself more competitive. Make yourself indispensable, take initiative, help others, and stay visible. Work on your personal network. Use LinkedIn, conferences, or even industry group meetings to meet people in your field and find peers. And always keep your resume updated. You never know when an opportunity may find you. 5. Keep investing if you can. Recessions shouldn't be looked at with total dread. The stock market might feel scary, but history shows that recessions are when long-term investors build real wealth. If you still have a steady income and your essentials are covered, keep investing. Contribute to your 401k, IRA, or your brokerage account consistently. For this, we typically suggest dollar cost averaging. Focus on long-term investment funds or ETFs that spread your risk, and avoid emotional investing. Don't panic sell just because the market is down. Always remember, you can work with a financial professional if you feel worried or need to understand the best steps you can make for your financial future. Recessions can be unsettling, but they are a normal, if not painful, part of the economic cycle. The key is understanding how a downturn might affect you specifically and taking smart, proactive steps to reduce your vulnerability. You can't control the stock market, you can't control the Fed, you can't stop a recession from coming, but you can control your own habits, mindset, and financial preparedness. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, know that you don't need to do everything overnight. Pick one step from above and act on it today. Build from there. Progress compounds just like interest. Whether the recession comes tomorrow or a year from now, the habits you build now will serve you for life, and that's something no economic downturn can take away from you. Thanks so much for watching. If you learned something new, or if you know someone worrying about tariffs or recessions, then send them this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.